According to Jordan Schultz, the Raiders front office is seriously considering drafting Jeanty with the sixth overall pick. And let me tell you, Raider fans on Twitter are already in a heated debate. Some love the idea, others, not so much. Now, let's be real. The running back situation in Vegas isn't looking great. Sure, the Raiders brought in Raheem Mostert, but he's not the long-term answer. Zamir White could be on the trade block. Dylan Lobb and Sincere McCormick still unproven. That means the draft is where the Raiders must find their guy. But is Jeanty the right pick at number 6? Personally, I have my doubts. Don't get me wrong. Jeanty is explosive, he's got elite vision, and he could absolutely turn into a star. But using the 6th overall pick on a running back? That's a risky move. What do you think, Raider Nation? Should the Raiders take Jeanty or focus on another position? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Why the Raiders don't need to draft a running back at number 6. All right, Raider Nation, I know there's a lot of hype around Ashton Jeanty, but let's be real. This draft is stacked with running backs. There's just no reason to spend the 6th overall pick on one when the Raiders can snag a great back later. Think about it. There are plenty of talented guys in the 2nd or 3rd round. Tre'Veyon Henderson? One of my personal favorites. Explosive, shifty, and built to be a star. Quinshon Judkins? A rock-solid option. And if you're looking for a hidden gem, keep an eye on Devin Neal. Watch his tape. He gives me young Dalvin Cook vibes. And the depth doesn't stop there. Cam Scatabo, Dylan Sampson, Caleb Johnson, the list of potential starting caliber backs goes on and on. That's why taking Jeanty at number 6 just doesn't make sense. The Raiders have way bigger needs. So what should they do with that pick? Easy, Tyroa McMillan. T-Mac is an absolute stud. Some people think he's overrated at number 6, but let me ask you, when was the last time the Raiders had a true number 1 wide receiver? We haven't done anything to upgrade the receiver room this offseason. Yeah, there are free agents out there. Cooper Kupp's name is floating around, but he wants $14 to $15 million a year. That's a hefty price tag. So why not go young and get an elite talent like T-Mac? He's got all the tools to be the next Mike Evans. Think about when Drake London went to the Falcons. Same kind of build, same playmaking ability. Sure, there are other receivers in this draft, but none at his level. Now picture this. T-Mac lined up with Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and Brock Bowers. That's a dangerous offense for Geno Smith to work with. And if the Raiders really want to add firepower, they could still bring in a veteran receiver. Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, some solid options, but only if the price is right. Bottom line, the Raiders have bigger needs than a running back at number 6. They can find a quality back later while using that first-round pick on a true difference maker. What do you think, Raider Nation? Would you rather have a game-changing wide receiver or a running back at number 6? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Why the Raiders offense looks strong for 2025. Looking ahead to 2025, the Raiders offense has serious potential. Now, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be completely against drafting Ashton Jeanty. But if I had the choice, he wouldn't be my top pick. Right now, it looks like the Raiders are trying to build up the value of their number 6 overall pick. And honestly, that's a smart move. Think about it. If a team wants to move up and grab Jeanty, they're going to have to pay the price. 2 teams that could be interested? The Bears and the Cowboys. Both need a top-tier running back, and if the Raiders generate enough hype, one of them might just make a trade-up offer. Now, if the Raiders trade back, they'd have plenty of options. They could still grab Tyroa McMillan, T-Mac, draft a running back like Omarion Hampton, or even strengthen the offensive line. Moving back could also mean extra draft picks. A huge win for the team. But what do you think, Raider Nation? Would you take Jeanty at number 6, or is that a reach? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Another Raider joins the Patriots. The Raiders have already lost several defensive players this offseason, and now another one is gone. Yesterday, Ian Rappaport reported that the Patriots have signed edge rusher Clelin Ferrell to a 1-year, $5 million deal. And once again, New England is snatching up former Raiders. Seriously, what is it with the Patriots and our defensive guys? At first I thought, why couldn't the Raiders just pay him $5 to $6 million to stay? But after thinking about it, it made sense. Why would Farrell return just to be the fourth edge rusher on the depth chart? In New England, he has a clear shot at a week one starting role. It's a smart move for him, even if it stings for Raider fans. Personally, I would have loved to see him rotating with Malcolm Kuntze and Tyree Wilson, strengthening our pass rush. But I'm not too worried. We've got Kuntze back, and he's going to be a huge factor this season. Another Raider heads to New England. And ironically, Farrell isn't the only former Raider heading to the Patriots. According to Tom Pelissero, former Raiders safety Marcus Epps has signed a one-year, $4.4 million deal with New England. First, people were calling us the Las Vegas Patriots because of all the ex-Patriots we signed. Now, it feels like the New England Raiders with how many of our guys they're taking. All jokes aside, I wish Epps the best. He was a solid player, and it'll be interesting to see how he fits in with the Patriots' defense. As for the Raiders, there's still work to do on defense. Let's see how the rest of the offseason shakes out. Raiders looking to bolster safety depth. The Raiders have to strengthen their safety position, whether through free agency or the draft. Right now, the depth is thin, and that's a concern heading into the season. But on the brighter side, the team got to hear from some of their newest free agent signings. In a recent press conference, Elandon Roberts, Eric Stokes, Jeremy Chinn, and Lonnie Johnson Jr. shared their thoughts on joining the Raiders. These four defensive additions could play a major role in turning this defense around. And after listening to them, I'm even more excited. These guys are hungry. They've got a chip on their shoulders. They're ready to prove themselves. And if there's any coach who can bring out the best in them, it's Pete Carroll. Elandon Roberts praises Pete Carroll. Elandon Roberts, in particular, had high praise for Carroll. He spoke about the energy and passion Pete brings to the team. One thing about Pete, man, he's got a big personality. Not just as a coach, but as a person. Meeting him, feeling his energy, you can tell it's genuine. You're never going to hear anything negative about Pete Carroll. That's exactly the kind of leadership this team needs. What I love about Roberts is his team-first mentality. He didn't just talk about playing alongside a star like Max Crosby. He emphasized how excited he is to work with everyone on the roster. He understands that sometimes the unsung heroes, the role players, are the ones who make the game-winning plays. And that mindset, that's the kind of attitude that can transform a team. Every player in the building has a role, and it takes everyone to win a championship. That's exactly the kind of mindset you want in a player, and it's why Elandon Roberts is such an exciting addition. He's not just about big names. He values every teammate who plays a crucial role in turning this team around. I wouldn't be surprised if he wears the green dot at some point in the future. Another player we heard from was Jeremy Chinn. Right away, you could tell he's a stand-up guy. He spoke about his excitement to play alongside Max Crosby. I was able to talk to Max a couple days ago. I've been a fan of his game for a while. He shows up every snap, every down. That's the kind of energy I want to match on the back end. Then there's Lonnie Johnson Jr. He's coming in with a chip on his shoulder and something to prove. He's been searching for a stable home in the league, and hopefully that home is with the Raiders. He opened up about the challenges he's faced and how much this opportunity means to him. It's been stressful, to be honest. But I've got coaches here who believe in me and want to see what I can do. I asked for a trade out of Houston, and I learned from that mistake. Now, I'm ready to go. I just want to make this my home and finish my career here. Johnson knows he's not the highest paid guy on the team, but he sees that as motivation. My contract shows that I have something to prove. I'm here to show what I can bring to the table. I've been playing special teams the past few years, and I'm going to keep doing that at a high level. But when I get my chance on defense, I'm going to capitalize. Hearing this from the new guys makes me even more excited for the Raiders' future. The culture in Vegas is changing, and these signings are a big part of that. Now let's talk about a potential new addition to the roster. According to a source close to the player, the Raiders have reached out to linebacker Shaq Thompson. It's ultimately up to him whether he wants to sign, but the interest is real. So what do you think, Raider Nation? Should the team take a chance on Shaq Thompson, or is his injury history too big of a red flag? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.